Crimson Trace introduces a line of feature-rich world-class rifle scopes. This new line features 8 custom-designed reticles for specific applications, as well as a full lifetime warranty on all scopes. Find out more at crimsontrace.com.
He rode out of Louisiana territory, and with his gun slung low and his microphone held high, he brought truth to a savage land. And the legend grew. Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
All right, let's talk about guns. I'm Tom Gresham. If you'd like to join us, well, that part is easy. Give me a holler, 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial Tom Talk Gun. Pretty easy. We tend to talk about pretty much any kind of gun here. Shotguns, rifles, pistols, handguns, revolvers. Yes, we'll do black powder. We'll talk politics as well. Always safety and responsibility. If you're curious about whether you should have a gun for self-defense, well, that's a bit trickier, but we'll tackle that as well. I'll kind of help you work your way through the process. It's basically almost like not going to even quite 20 questions. Think of it as more as 10 questions we'll go through. Is that right for your situation to have a personal protection firearm? And if so, how do you go about it? What should be the gun? On and on. One of the things that's happened, and we've been doing this a long, long time. I've been doing this a long time. You tend to think of guns as being, if you think about 1911s, they've been around forever and they've hardly changed. But at the same time, we have all these improvements in guns over the last 10, 15, 20 years. I'm talking about serious improvements. They're just better. Your semi-automatic, whether it's a target pistol or a home defense gun or a carry gun that you buy today, is better on so many fronts than it's ever been before, the guns you can go out and buy. It's really kind of crazy. And there are some great companies turning out incredible products. Joining me right now to talk about some of those incredible products, Chris Cole joins us from FN. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hey, Tom, how are you doing?
I am great. One of the things that I was talking about how good guns are. FN has always made good guns, but you also don't just sit back and say, hey, we've always made good guns, we'll keep making the same things. You're bringing out new things and improved things and with new features and everything all the time.
Oh, of course. We've got a whole team of engineers that are constantly updating our current products and putting together ideas for new products in the future.
Well, I'm over on the FN. Well, first of all, let me explain. For people who don't know, FN has been around for 147,000 years, it seems like. But at least a long, long time in making guns for probably every military service practically in the world, I would guess.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with, if your listeners aren't familiar with the FN story, we were established in 1889, started off fulfilling a contract for the Belgian Army to deliver some Model 1889 Mauser rifles. Mm-hmm. And we followed that up with a partnership which some might consider to be the father of modern firearms, sure. John Moses Browning.
Right.
And that partnership lasted until his death in 1927 in our factory in Belgium. And along that time, we've developed and produced some of the world's most iconic military firearms, including the FAL, the Browning High Power, the FNC, the 240 and 249. So we've had a long history of producing some really iconic firearms.
It also is a line I would offer that for some people tends to be aspirational. It's kind of like, one of these days, I really want to get a really good gun. I really want to get an FN because it's always been thought of, well, they're a little bit more expensive. And yet, as I'm looking at the prices right now of, for instance, the 509 pistol, which, by the way, if anybody hasn't shot it, it is a phenomenal pistol. It shoots so well. That is not aspirational anymore. That is just kind of almost mainstream in the price world these days.
Right. We have some good price points that are very competitive. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of testing and engineering that goes into each one of our products. We go through the same protocols that we've gone through with some of our other contracts to the Department of Defense and NATO. So we use a lot of those same protocols in our own to develop the most reliable firearm that we can.
Well, what I think I hear you saying is that we, out on this end, we actually get the benefit of all of the advanced testing and basically holding your feet to the fire when you produce products for the military.
Exactly. Like our pistols are produced in the same South Carolina plant that produces 240, 249, rifles.
Right, and I mean, you make a machine gun. We can't have the machine guns, but
Right.
I tell you what we can do. People may not know, if you're really crazy about this stuff, you actually make semi-automatic versions of some of those full automatic guns, and they are fabulous. I mean, you can get those guns that you've seen in the movies. They just are not going to be full auto, but they'll be semi-auto. But mighty darn cool.
Correct. But I guess my point is the same testing protocols and the attention to quality
Exactly.
that we put into all of our rifles go into our consumer commercially available products.
All right. So, I mean, obviously, I mentioned the 509, great pistol. First time I shot it was kind of one of those, that's kind of nice moments. And then you keep shooting, you go, man, that thing not only feels good in the hands, but it just, I don't know what it is about the design, but is it fair to say it shoots soft? I mean, I know the physics is physics. There's only so much you can do with it, but to me, it feels that way when I shoot it.
Yeah, I would say that, some of the things with our 509 family, we tried to really make sure that the bore axis was correct. So you did have a lighter, and some of the other mechanics that went into internals, you did have a lighter feeling feel when you were, firing the 509.
Right, exactly. Well, all right. So you got new versions of the 509. The one I wanted to ask you about first, okay, is this trend to putting like red dot or optics on pistols. What do you see in there?
Well, one of the things that I think FN has been at the forefront is really producing a plate system that has allowed us to allow consumers to put any variety of different optics onto the pistol. So we're the first one that came out with a really great system that allowed consumers to pick from right now up to 10 different varieties of mini red dots to put on their pistol. And we've just been continuing to refine that and make it better.
Are you seeing more demand or interest on the part of the consumer for putting red dots on pistols?
We're seeing that with some of the shift to older people that enjoy shooting. The red dot seems to work better for them, but we're also seeing that with some of our law enforcement departments. They're going to red dot sites for some of their duty pistols as well.
I was just about a week ago, I was out on the range getting some training from, he's a SWAT officer who's actually the firearms trainer with the SWAT team, and they're issuing their SWAT team's pistols with red dots on them. And I thought that was interesting. And it's kind of like, okay, I know the competitive shooters have been using it, and now the SWAT guys are using them because they need to be able to shoot quickly and accurately. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. Isn't that what I need to be able to do with my pistol?
Well, we certainly want to give you the opportunity to do that if you so choose. That's kind of the next wave that a lot of people will be training for, is to use an optics ready, and it does have a lot of different advantages.
Right. Now, I know you got a program, you got some promos going and even some rebates. You want to tell us about that?
Well, one of the main things that we have going on right now, it started on October 1st and it goes through December 31st, is on our 5.7 pistol. We actually are giving consumers an opportunity to get a free light. It's an INFORCE APL light. It's 400 lumens light. Ooh. And if you purchase your 5.7 anytime between October 1st and December 31st, you can mail in your proof of purchase or use our website and upload your proof of purchase and redeem your free light.
Obviously, for those who don't know, this is an amazing pistol. The 5.7 uses it's a different caliber altogether. It is, I don't know, it's hard to explain it until you shot it. It's a small caliber, small diameter, but it's a high power caliber, but without a lot of recoil. Great home defense gun, great carry gun. And of course, with this promotion, you get this super light. Let me ask you, for a while there, these things were so popular, it was hard to find them in the stores. Are they available now?
We're getting a little bit better supply now from Belgium, so you can find them out there in the stores. I think what's unusual here is we're actually offering a consumer promotion that we haven't offered in the past on this particular.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've never seen a promotion on these before.
Sure, yeah, it's unusual. We wanted to be able to give everybody an opportunity to experience a pistol, and then have a light that would be able to be used with it. And so offering more people an opportunity to fire this round, because it is very different, and I know a lot of people enjoy shooting something that's a low recoil, shoots very, very flat, and it's very enjoyable. Yeah,
I mean, you're getting more than 2,000 feet per second out of your pistol, and yet having low recoil. And I can't remember what the mag capacity is, but it's fairly high. You got a 10 or 20 round, so you could get a 20 round magazine for this.
That's correct, 20 rounds or 10 round for the magazine restricted states.
Right, so that's pretty sweet. Fun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's and on the website, if you want to go check it out, it's fnamerica.com, the 57, and you got the promotion. It's a mail-in promotion, right? Where you end up, you'll send them back the light.
Yeah, that's right. You allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. I know they're very busy, and I know as we get into the holiday season, we'll have a number of our retail partners that will be promoting this particular pistol. Okay. Among others, so there will be a big demand for redemptions on this.
Good deal. Well, I appreciate it. And is that on, because I'm looking here, you've got different 5.7 models. Is that for all the different models?
For all the different models, that's correct.
Sweet, very good.
And then we also, on our e-store, have 25% off on apparel and headwear, along with 10% off everything else through November. And,
terrific.
Yeah, so that'll be something. And then I encourage all your listeners to visit fnamerica.com and at least register for our monthly gun giveaway. We've been doing this for several months now, and right now we have a 509 Tactical with a Venom light or Venom MRD on there. And all you got to do is register. Every month is a different firearm, and give yourself a chance to win a free FN firearm.
Terrific. fnamerica.com. Chris Cole, thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Oh, thank you. And I want to wish everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Excellent. Well done. All right. And we'll see you at SHOT Show.
Okay. See you then, Tom.
All right. Take care. All right. 866-TALK-GUN. Oh, if you've ever shot the 5.7, shot one of those pistols, give us a range report, because you know how different it is. People would love to hear about it. 866-TALK-GUN.
When the U.S. military's elite units and law enforcement agencies across the globe demanded innovation and reliability, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. When world champion professional shooters demanded precision accuracy, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. So it's no surprise more and more civilian gun owners are refusing to settle for anything less. They're choosing Sig Sauer firearms, ammunition, electro-optics, suppressors, air guns, and training. Sig Sauer. Never settle.
This land, once wild and free, fades now from our memory. But I remember what it was like, what we were like, what we are capable of when we band together. Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. These natural wonders are where waterfowl begin their cycle of life, where the deer and the antelope play, and where we, the people, gather together to see and share what makes the outdoors so great. The time is now to band together with organizations like Ducks Unlimited. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
This is Jeff with Black Hills Ammunition. Shooters looking for ultimate performance in 300 blackout will be pleased with our new 110 grain tip TSX load. This round performs well through tough barriers such as car doors and windshields, making it a great choice for police patrol rifles. It also provides superior performance on whitetails and monster hogs. This round is a great all-around terminal performer. Black Hills Ammunition, the power of performance.
Jim just pointed out something during the break. Remember, we had a caller who was saying that the officer went into the gun store in California. He's in uniform. They have a training thing going on the next day, and they've run short of ammo, and he needs to buy a couple of thousand rounds of 9, and the store can't sell it to him. And Jim says, well, I guess probably you can't even just drive across to Nevada. Oh, no. You can't go over to Nevada and buy ammo and then come back. No, that's against the law in California now. Because they have to have their thumb on everyone. They have to be able to say, Mother, may I, and give you permission to buy any single round of ammo now. I cannot tell you how many people I have talked to, people I know personally, who either have their house on the market or have just sold their house, and they're leaving. They're just leaving. And not always just because of the gun thing, although that's a big deal. But, I mean, it's other things. It's the regulations, the requirements that they put on kids in schools. It just goes on and on. It's pretty awful there. And yet, it's important to pay attention to it, because that is the test bed. If they can figure out, okay, let me back up. It's not if we can pass it there and see if it works. Understand, that's not even in the discussion. That's not even part of what's going on. It's, can we figure out how to get these restrictions made into law, regardless of what happens later? Because they know it's not going to reduce crime. That's not even a discussion, not part of it. We'd like to say, well, gee, this isn't going to stop crime. They don't care. That's not what's going on here. But if they can figure out, they can try different things and try, referendums and basically working it so that basically you can end up getting an all-Democrat legislature, which they have, which, by the way, Virginia just passed. All that stuff you see in California, you're going to see it passed, not just introduced, but passed in Virginia. You're going to have 1 gun a month rationing. You're going to have a ban on some semi-automatic rifles. You're going to have a ban on standard capacity magazines. You're probably going to get red flag laws. You're probably going to get universal background checks. Why? Because Virginia gun owners didn't go vote. It's as simple as that. Because they didn't go vote, and the Democrats won the legislature, and the governor has already said he will sign any gun ban restriction bill that's sent to him. That's why you have to pay attention to what's going on out there. All right, we're going to run to the phones now. Scott's on 2. Lots of patients there. Grant Pass, Oregon. You got a problem with a scope. What you got there, Scott?
Hi, I have an RA Lexert external adjustable scope that came with a Mauser that I'd bought some time ago, and it needs crosshairs, and I believe the front lens, is delaminating.
Okay, so you're looking for somebody who can work on that, I take it.
And then I also have a comment. I wish with the 3D printing that's going on, the scope manufacturers like Vortex and Leopold and other manufacturers would think about bringing these scopes back.
Oh, the old classic scopes. Huh.
Yes, sir, like Unertals and Redfield 2400s and whatnot.
Cool. All right, have you checked out Parsons Scope Service?
I am aware of them. I've just never gotten a hold of them because I've just heard that sometimes it may take up to a year or so to get it taken care of.
Oh, yeah, that's very possible. But you might check out ParsonsScopeService.com.
Okay.
Let's see. There was another one I was just looking at. Stand by here. What was the name of this? Oh, wait, no, that's not going to help you. This one's in Australia. That may be a good way too far to ship it. What you might want to do, if you haven't done it already, is just put in rifle scope repair in your search engine and see what pops up. But, yeah, the Parsons Scope Service is the one that keeps jumping out there. There's another one called IronSightInc.com, which sounds weird for scopes, but there it is. You might just check that out. But I think Parsons is going to be the go-to place to start. But I wish you luck with it, and interesting idea about bringing out classic scopes again, because they were pretty cool. I got to keep running here, Scott. Thank you for your call, sir. Fuzzy's on 4 out of Jefferson, Texas. Fuzzy, 5.7, talk to me.
I've got mine on right now. I wore it to church this morning.
You did. So, okay, that is not a real small scope. Scope. I'm still on scopes. Pistol. Why are you carrying a 5.7?
I love it. It's my gun of choice to carry during the fall. I wear it under a shoulder holster.
Okay, so how long you had a 5.7?
The fall and the winter and the spring, that's what I have on at church. And then, during the summer, I wear a 9mm in my front pocket and just wear my shirt tail out. I'm on a security team at church.
Oh, how long you had a 5.7?
I think I've had it 12 or 13 years, or I must have bought one of the early ones. I bought it in Longview, Texas, from the gun doc. That's a defunct business now, and pretty pricey at the time. I think it was about $1,015. I think what I paid for it.
They're still pretty pricey, but it's interesting. For those who haven't seen it, the 5.7 round is actually a bottleneck cartridge. It looks just like a teeny tiny little rifle cartridge, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. It looks like a mini 223.
So, describe what it's like to shoot it.
It's almost no recoil. You're shooting a 40-round bullet, 40 grain bullet. Mm-hmm. It's running about 2,200 foot a second, I guess, and you can just aim it. You don't even need a laser on it or anything like that, and they're going to hit. They're just so quick, and you can keep it on target because of the recoil. It's just like shooting a BB pistol or something.
Yeah, and by the way, it holds 20 rounds, too.
I love it. And I'm glad to live in Texas where we got a very least amount of laws that you can dream up. It's not too bad here, and we can hold our politicians accountable at the polls.
There you go. Fuzzy, thank you so much. Hey, Steve, don't go anywhere. I'm going to get to you on the backside of this break because I want to get your full range report on the 5.7. If you are a 5.7 lover, tell me why. I'd love to hear that story. 866-TALK-GUN. When they first came out, I got to shoot the full auto the submachine gun, version of that. That was cool. We can't have that one, but we can have the semi-auto version. 5.7, lots of them, and fun to shoot.
Honey, does this holster make me look fat?
The right answers to the tough questions on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
All right, glad you could be with us. Tom Gresham here. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. Actually looking for range reports, or actually other things we're kind of questioning. What's on your Christmas list? Anything that you're particularly wanting to get this year, or maybe give to someone else? I got a couple of thoughts of things that I think I'm going to be getting. I'll fill you in just a little bit. Steve called in a little while ago, and he's been very patient. We appreciate that, out of Georgia on line 5. We're talking about the 5.7 pistol, 5.7 FN pistol. And, Steve, I think you have one of those.
Yes, I do, Tom. Like your previous caller, I've had mine about 15 years, and I've put thousands of rounds through it and never had it go sideways or hang up once. It's actually a fantastic pistol. The ergonomics on it I really like. It's not a small pistol. It's a full-size service pistol, which I prefer. And the grip, though, is a little bit, since the round 5.7 by 28 round is a little bit longer, the grip front to back is a little bit wide front to back than a regular pistol. But if you're a full-grown man or full-grown woman, for that matter, you should be able to handle it. And the pistol shoots great, 20 rounds, and the round is pretty effective. The trigger pull it's almost like a single action. It's has a safety, a bilateral safety, which I find also great because the thumb safety, as on 1911 or some other pistols with a safety that's to the rear of the frame, you can sometimes almost break your grip when you're sweeping that off with your strong hand thumb. This safety, the way it works, is your strong hand index finger, as it sweeps down towards the trigger guard, can snap it off, or the thumb of your support hand can on the other side. So it's a very well thought out, very well designed pistol, and they shoot fantastic. And it is true, just as your previous caller said, it's very flat shooting, and I would be confident of this pistol up to 100 yards with it. If I did my part, of course, and the recoil, you can absolutely empty a mag with not much muzzle rise. It is really, really fantastic shooting pistol.
Do you have any problem finding ammo for it?
No, I do not. If I walk into Walmart looking for it, I'm not going to find it.
Right.
But anybody who has an internet connection can find ammo for it from multiple sources. And my carry load is the Hornady 40 grain, the blue tip, which is great because it will. The way the round is designed to work is, of course, if you have a hard training round, it's going to drill right through like a 223 full metal jacket.
Well, yeah,
with
full metal
tip,
jacket, sure.
It will lose stability and begin to yaw within about 2 inches of penetration, and it will deliver the goods.
Well, you've had it for more than a decade. Have you ever had occasion to shoot a critter with it?
A critter? No, I don't hunt. I primarily carry for self-defense, and God forbid I have to use it against a person. But it is a very effective round. I liked it so much, I also purchased a PS90, which is
yes.
It's not a rifle. It's not a pistol. It's like in between. It's like a personal defense weapon.
Right.
If anybody's ever seen one, they look weird, but once you get wrapped into it and start shooting it, you will absolutely fall in love with it.
And it also has one of the most interesting magazine designs I've ever seen. 50 rounds in a U-shaped pathway. That's the one that I shot the P90, the full auto version of that.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. They would not let me take that home with me, though.
I guess they're funny that way.
The rounds
are mounted sideways to the firearm itself. Mm-hmm. When they come back, there's like two rollers inside that flip the round to be in alignment with the chamber, and it works fantastic. And that's another one I've put thousands of rounds through, and I've never had it go sideways. It's absolutely reliable. If that magazine, what was the cyclic rate on that P90? About 900 rounds per minute?
It was a lot. It was pretty swift.
If that magazine won't jam up going that fast, it'll certainly won't jam up in semi-auto.
Good point.
But I'll tell you, Tom, I like that PS90 so much. It is now my dedicated home defense weapon. If I live in Georgia, which is part of America, so I can buy 50-round magazines, and that's my home defense weapon. I put it has the original ring sight, which is a great little sight. It's it's also known as the U.S. Secret Service sight. It has a luminous reticle inside of it. It glows orange in dim light. And also I mounted a green laser and a 500 lumen light on the other side, and it'll do anything I need it to.
What a great home defense crew. Now, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. You've had this thing this long. Surely you have taken people to the range and had them shoot. I'm wondering what their reaction is for the first time they shoot this thing.
I've come to find that I know this might sound like a cliche, but there's two type of people. Ones that like the 5.7 and ones that haven't shot it yet. It is a fantastic round, and it looks weird, sounds weird, but it works great. And I work for an emergency fire rescue service for a number of years here in the Atlanta area, and I saw a lot of people shot in my time, and I saw two people who were shot with a 5.7, and I can tell you neither one of them was happy.
Yeah, it's your home defense gun, it's your personal carry gun, and while we don't want to hurt anybody, what we really want to do is get them to stop doing what it is they're doing, which is trying to hurt us. And
I have a tool that doesn't work, absolutely.
There it is. That is a great range report, sir. I appreciate that very much. And, I guarantee you there are people now thinking, Christmas is coming up. I could do that.
The 5.7 pistol is pricey, but it's worth it. You're getting a fantastic gun that you probably will not ever want to trade off down the road.
Well, and we just had Chris from FN tell us they've got a promotion going on right now. If you buy any of their 5.7 pistols, they've got a mail-in deal where you mail it in and you're going to get back a really high-quality weapon-mounted light as well. So, and I've never heard them do any kind of promotion before. They never, it's always been close to retail, not a lot of deals. So this is pretty cool.
I know it is. That is a deal, and it almost makes me wish that I think about buying another one if I don't need one. The magazines for the 5.7 pistol and the 50-round stick magazines for the PS90, you'd think they'd be pricey. They are surprisingly affordable.
Really? Interesting.
Oh yeah.
I'll be darned. All right. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That was wonderful. Great range report. Can't talk anymore. If you have a range report, something you've been shooting, give us a holler. Also, when we come back, I'll give you a range report. We had Lena Michelik and Jerry Michelik at the range with us on Thursday and Friday. Wow, what a treat. And let me tell you, there were things to be learned about shooting, but also just about mindset and approach to becoming a better shot. I'll share that with you when we come back. 866-TALK-GUN.
For 25 years, Crimson Trace has led the industry in laser and light technology and customer service. Now, Crimson Trace is proud to offer electronic sights and rifle scopes for tactical, target, and hunting applications, with the same Crimson Trace offer of free batteries for life on all products. The new rifle scope line is also backed by an unconditional lifetime warranty from the brand that you have trusted for over 2 decades. Find out more at crimsontrace.com.
Visit guntalk.com/win for your chance to win the Fall-A-Day giveaway. Grand prize package includes a gun safe, a 9mm handgun, a .308 rifle, a thermal rifle scope, a package of holsters, and a shooting system for training. Plus, 3 first prize packages. Prizes provided by Alien Gear Holsters, ATN Optics, Federal Premium Ammunition, Liberty Safe, Mantis, and Ruger. Enter now through December 13th at guntalk.com/win.
Hi, this is Tom Gresham from Gun Talk. America is losing critical wildlife habitat at a rate of 1 football field every hour. It's happening on the Louisiana coast, but it's critical to all sportsmen and conservationists. These precious wetlands provide winter habitat for more than 10 million ducks and geese annually, waterfowl that migrate north through dozens of states. Don't shrug it off. Get involved. You can help. Visit vanishingparadise.org.
You need a shotgun. You really do. Home defense, hunting, tactical, target, competition. Mossberg. Yes, Mossberg. That's all you need to know. Pumps, autos, over-unders, extended mags, detachable box mags, sights, slings, 12, 20, 28, and 410. Wood synthetic rugged metal coatings. And of course, the revolutionary Shockwave. Not technically a shotgun, but it's awesome. Short, powerful, and life-saving. Making rugged guns for Americans for 100 years. Find your shotgun at mossberg.com.
I'll get to that story about shooting with Jerry Michelik and Lena Michelik in just a minute. But first, Tim's called in from Toledo, Ohio, on to long-range gun. What are you looking for here, Tim?
Well, I've been trying to look at getting my daughter a long-range gun. She's pretty avid shooter now.
Yeah.
And I researched and I looked at the Bergara HMR Pro and the Remington 5R Gen 2 rifle.
Okay.
And I think they're both good rifles. I just kind of wondered if I could get someone with more experience with guns to give me their pros and cons on the gun so I can help me make a decision.
All right, let me back up.
The only thing I've heard about the Remington was that the trigger probably would have to be replaced for a better trigger.
Right. Let me back up a little bit. First of all, is your daughter shooting competition with these?
She would be, yeah.
Okay. Is she currently shooting competition?
Yes.
All right.
She shoots a service rifle.
Okay.
Right now.
All right. Cool. So she knows how to pull trigger then. Then I'm going to 2 thoughts. One is, have you considered, or have the 2 of you considered, the Ruger Precision rifle?
Is that the one with the folding stock?
It's got a collapsible stock. But yeah, the Ruger Precision rifle kind of redefined the whole long-range accuracy by basically cutting the price in half on a lot of these guns. Some of the ones that people were using were $3,000, $4,000, and these things coming in just a little over $1,000. And I was just asking just to see if you had considered.
Well, I looked at it, but yeah, I did. We did look at that. Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is, and this is going to sound real obvious, okay? You know what? You shouldn't make the decision. She should make the decision.
Oh, I understand that, and she will. But I just want to
all right.
Just more information that we can discuss.
Yeah, I just making sure, because it's the old deal. If I want to buy my wife a gun, yeah, well, you don't get to. Same deal here. If she's shooting competition, she probably has an idea at this point of what other people are using. Let me just tell you, I've not used either one, but I keep hearing good things about the Bergara. But there are others out there. What is the price range we're thinking about spending at this point?
Well, the Bergara is about $1,400, and the Remington's about $900 and some. But a new trigger is going to be about $200, so they're about the same price.
Right. I'm going to go back to suggesting you at least take a good hard look at the Ruger Precision Rifle. It is such a great rifle with a really good trigger. If you guys look at it, she just hates it or hates the look of it because it's got that modern chassis look. Everybody's got them now. Mossberg's got a chassis gun. Everybody's got good chassis guns. Do not limit it to just those. I would, if at all possible, if she can go to a match, look at some of the ones that people are using, maybe get a chance. And here's the deal. How old is she now?
21.
Oh yeah, this is easy peasy. When a 21-year-old woman / girl goes up and asks somebody if she gets a chance to shoot their rifle, she's going to get to shoot any rifle she wants because everybody's going to say, sure, that'll be fine. She'll get a chance to actually try different guns. That's what she needs to be doing, is try some different ones, buy good brand names. You're, I'm sure, allowing roughly that same amount of money for a scope on these things at this point.
Right.
That's the other thing. People get into it and say, well, I can get into this for about, $1,200. Yeah, plus another $1,200 for your scope if you're lucky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pricey, but do you know what caliber she wants?
6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, and it just does it all. Not a lot of recoil. Although some of them are going to the 6mm Creedmoor, which is interesting, even less recoil. So just interesting. But I would say, if at all possible, rather than try to make the decision, unless she's got to make a decision quickly, get to a match and have her try different ones, look at different ones, see if she can shoot them. There's going to be something out there. She goes, yeah, I really like that one. You're just always going to have a better experience if you get a chance to shoot it ahead of time. So, as I say, I've not shot either one of the ones that you're asking about. I'm sure they are fine, but I just hesitate to push you in any direction. I would rather have her go out and test and see which one she likes. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you very much. I do want to get to, let's see, Jim, how much time we got left in this break here? Okay, we do have time to get Mike in here from Rogue River, Oregon. If you are fast, Mike, give me this range report, please.
All right, just finished building a 7.6239 AR with 80% lower. Went to the range, trying out different ammunition, and put one clip in, which just only had 3 rounds, and it went fully auto. Well, what the heck? So I put one round in another clip. As soon as I pulled the bolt back, it's fired. So I'm like, okay, we're done. We got to find out what's going on. Yeah. Well, it turned out just the trigger pin just backed out.
Well, you know what? You are now a gun builder, and it all comes down to you, doesn't it?
You're darn right. So I definitely that night I ordered some anti-walk pin set. I just bought just a cheaper one. I haven't gotten them yet, but I want to buy a nicer walk-in set for that trigger because I don't want that happening again.
You know what? That's a great range report, and it is an example of why you have to be careful. If you're going to be doing the building, and particularly if you're doing 8% lowers, so you're not really sure, sometimes on some of these parts, test, and don't trust anything until you got a bunch of rounds to it. Mike, thank you. I appreciate it. That's a good range report. Yeah, and for those who don't know, yes, you got to get that fixed right away because if it's going full auto on you, you now have an illegal machine gun. You got to get that fixed. Not that somebody's going to write you up, but it has happened. Somebody at the range hears that thing going, oh, what do we got here? So just be careful out there. Do your research. Find out what's really working. And then, like I say, test. Don't guess. 866-TALK-GUN. What have you been shooting? right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. Jeremy's with us out of North Dakota. Hey, Jeremy, you're up. Jeremy,
question, kind of a range report for 2 years.
Okay.
Okay, 2 years ago at Christmas time, you asked if we had anybody on our list that we were buying guns for. And I called in and said that I was buying for my father, who's always bought them for us kids and grandkids, and it was time to repay him.
I remember that call.
Okay, so he always wanted a Ruger M77 Hawkeye in a 300 mag, Win mag. So that was his choice, not anybody pushing it on him. That's the one he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So far, it has taken 2 bull elk and 1 cow, and he's in love with it.
Nice.
And then the other part of the call was it's taken me 2 years to go through the question of if you can only have 3 guns, what are they?
Oh, good. So what's your answer?
Well, the answer is it actually took me 12 guns to get the 3 because I had to do for me, my wife, and my 2 kids, so we all had them.
Yes.
So this isn't the end of the world or just like that. This is just so everybody has a base. So I've bought Scout rifles in 308 for everybody, not all the same brands or anything, but a Scout rifle in 308, a 12-gauge shotgun, and then an AR in a 223.
I like it. No handguns in there, which is interesting, but I like your choices.
I had to take it out because if you can only have 3, that was the 3 that...
Yep.
Because it took me 2 years to decide.
I like it. Very good. Hey, I appreciate the call, and thank you for following up. I'm glad that your dad liked his rifle. I got a scoot here. I appreciate that. Let's see. First of all, in just a few minutes, we're going to have a representative from a Million Mom group, but this one is Million Moms Against Gun Control. Also, Michael Bloomberg has just formally announced he is actually running for president. Do not discount this. The man is a billionaire, $50 billion. He's ranked by Forbes, I think it's Forbes, as the 15th richest person in the world. Let me give you a quick rundown of the difference between having millions and having billions. If you had 1 million seconds, it would be 11 and a half days. 1 billion seconds is 31 years. 1 million seconds is 11 and a half days. 1 billion seconds is 31 years. He has $50 billion. He makes, if it were getting a lousy interest rate, a 4% interest rate, he would be making $5.5 million a day. He can buy all the advertising. He already has a network set up out there through the Everytown Gun Control Group and the Moms Demand Action Gun Control Group. He has that defunct group now, the Mayors Against Illegal Guns, that he created, which is a gun ban group. He has the ability to get attention, to get media, and to buy anything he wants. If he wants to put $100 million into it, they did the numbers. They said that is the same as the average household spending $200. He could put $1 billion into the race. $1 billion. Yeah, he has his own news organization as well. And the media, they like him. I just don't know if they're going to like him as much as some of the real crazies out there. But he would be the gun control guy because he has been the gun control candidate. Oh, yeah, also he wanted to ban, he did ban big glasses of soda pop. He did like the stop and frisk, and then he doesn't like the stop and frisk. And then under him, 70,000 people, men, almost all of them, in New York got arrested for having regular old pocket knives. Michael Bloomberg in the race for president. Do not underestimate this guy. All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking with a group of women, 1 million moms against gun control. Find out what that's about, and might be something you want to get involved with. Join me, 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham.